Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.
We're cooking up a storm. Actually, we're baking up a storm for the holidays, and joining me in the Cooking Up a Storm kitchen is Mel and Chris from Harp and Habit in Steubenville. And you guys we're getting ready for the big 10-year celebration at the fort for Christmas. You're going to be partaking in that. We're making cheesecake today. And you're going to be selling cheesecake at the fort, right?
Yeah, so we have our menu down at the fort will be our cheesecake. We have Irish potato soup, some hot chocolate.
Hot cider.
It's a very light affair that you have going on there. So, and you're going to be in the chalets. There's going to be all these chalets. And those of you who aren't familiar with Christmas at the fort, it's at the Fort Steuben. And this is going to be on weekends.
Right.
Starting right after Thanksgiving, right?
I think the
Correct,
29th.
on Black Friday.
Yeah, that's like the big opening night. And they're going to have, you're even going to have like music there. They're going to have tents. It's going to be heated up. So it's going to be a great family affair. There's the chalets, which I just like saying chalets. And that's where you're going to be in the chalet. The chalet's heated. Do we know that?
They are not.
Oh.
They are not.
You have to bring your own heater. Yeah. But then again, it could get dangerous because they're made out of wood.
Right.
So
we don't want to burn down the chalets.
No, we don't want to burn down the chalets. So, and you guys brought some Prosecco from the restaurant as well. So we got, this is the first. I don't know. I'm making cheesecake with Prosecco.
It's a tradition, Mel.
Yes. So Mel, you're the sort of the GM there. You're the one that handles all the, and which I think, and Chris, by the way, is the owner, which I think is amazing because there are so many restaurants these days that do not make their own desserts, and you guys make your own desserts, which is fantastic.
Yeah, a luxury we have is Mel used to own her own baking company, and so we get all of her goodies in the house. So, I mean, it would be really stupid not to utilize that. So.
But I mean, that makes a big difference. When you get dessert out, something frozen or something like that. You guys get something like this that's made in-house. That's a huge difference.
It offers something different. You can go anywhere and get a dessert. In most places, they bring them in. And I understand desserts are time-consuming, and a lot of places just don't have the time to devote to them. So I understand why they do it. But you can come to our place and have a house-made dessert, and it's just the elevated taste, the elevated experience of having that sort of dessert is so different.
Okay, so why don't we jump right in? Why don't you show everyone what we have? Of course, we have cheese, I guess, that's going to the cheesecake. Lots of it.
Lots of cream cheese. We actually have our softened cream cheese in the bowl already. It is important to bring this to room temperature, or you will have a very hard time mixing it in. It will not mix softly, consistently, and your texture will be off.
So you got your butter, melted butter.
So we're going to start with our melted butter, and we're just going
to
in
there.
That's good.
Throw that butter in there.
Throw that in there.
We are going to mix this around our springform pan. You want to get it up on...
Springform pan. Maybe explain to people that don't know what is a springform pan.
So,
why is that important for cheesecakes?
A springform pan is actually a pan that comes into two pieces. The bottom part here is a separate piece that snaps into place right here. We have ours lined with parchment paper. It just makes it easier to release at the end when you're taking your cheesecake out. The reason we do this with cheesecake is because the consistency of cheesecake is so soft that if you have it in a regular pan, you're not going to be able to flip it out like you do a normal cake. It will fall apart.
Yeah.
So this way, when we take it out and it's chilled, you just release the side and it comes right out.
Okay, so if you've never made cheesecake, this might be something you may have to get because this isn't something you commonly have in a house.
Learn something new every day.
There it is.
You don't want to, you don't want to plop your cheesecake out and it just
you'll
turns
have a
into
mess.
dip.
Yeah, that's exactly what it'll be. It'll be cheesecake dip.
Put it in a bowl, no one knows.
So we have our melted butter in here. Up the sides, that's important. It'll keep it from sticking.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour in our graham cracker crumbs. And the best way to do this...
and that's ground up, obviously.
That's ground up, yes. Yeah. So food processor, just throw some graham crackers in there, process it right down, almost to a sand consistency.
Yeah, that is really fine.
Yes. So what I like to do is I mash this down to make it nice and even on the bottom.
Let us know when you need some help.
Sure, no problem. Mash this down.
It looks like you're at the beach right here.
It does.
We're talking Christmas and chalets, but that looks like we're at the beach.
And my little secret here
It's like Ocean City, Maryland beach, right? Sand.
Right
Yeah,
here.
really.
A little gritty.
Yeah. It's not the white sands of the Caribbean, but
No.
nah.
So you get it up on your sides there. That'll also help add a border so that when you release this, your cake does not stick.
Okay.
All right, so this is gonna be our bottom. Now, some people like to bake this, which you can do. You can stick it in the oven for about 10 minutes and bake your crust up. If you do that, you do wanna let it cool before you add your cheesecake into it.
Yeah.
What
Then it would
we
start.
Yeah, you're
Bacon
gonna
right
have
away.
you're gonna have a mess. We do not bake ours. What we like to do is chill ours, just for about 10 minutes. You can put this in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes while you mix this up, and it'll be good to go. We don't, and you don't even need to do that. That's just an extra step.
Okay.
You can pour it right in like this. You have enough butter in there.
By the way, the only reason why Mel's doing this is because she has fantastic nails. that
Yeah,
are
look
festive.
at those.
Like our nails
what
don't
I'm
look
doing,
like
I
that.
think.
So that's why you're doing the nitty gritty.
In the spirit, in the
Yes.
spirit. All right, so we're gonna start with our softened cream cheese in here.
Okay.
We are going to turn this on.
I'm always scared.
Low speed,
I'm
no,
always
low
scared.
speed, low speed, and work your way up.
Okay.
That's the secret there. You want to start at a low speed or else you're going
Yeah,
to
we don't
be
want
wearing
stuff.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to wear your cheesecake.
No.
We want it to go in our spring
in here.
form.
We
Yeah.
want it to stay in the bowl.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is just to whip this till you can see that there's no more chunks.
Okay.
Minute, 2 minutes, that's all you need.
And if you do have it softened, that's going to help out a lot
correct.
too.
So you can
because-
see the texture here already is nice and smooth.
Yeah.
We'll let this run for about a minute and
Okay.
a half, and then we're gonna add our sugar in and start beating that together.
Okay, well that's big. So what are some other, besides the desserts we talked about, what are some of the other menu items you have at the Harp and Habit?
So we have, your normal Irish fare, Guinness stew, cottage pie, bangers and mash.
Reuben.
The Reuben, corned beef Reuben. But we actually just came out with a new menu. When we brought in some new items, we got baby back ribs on the menu, crab cakes. We brought in a Philly cheesesteak since I'm from Philly. We had to do it right.
Nice.
So I like to think it's the best cheesesteak in the area.
It is.
There's not too many cheesecake places in the area.
No,
now
no,
you
no.
Think about it, yeah.
But our burgers are probably our top seller, our fish and chips. So the original owner, founder, Franco Carpoletti, the fish and chips recipes, his dad's. So our fish and chips is really different than other places. It's fish chunks. We
Okay.
hand batter it, made to order. It's got like a sweetness to it. It's really good.
I got a recipe for you. It was a Cooking Up a Storm episode we did. Cold Cannon. You ever hear of that?
Oh,
It's an
yeah.
Irish-
Oh, I made
I
it
think
last
we
year
had
for
it,
St.
right?
Patrick's
Yeah,
Day. Yes.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes with the cabbage.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it blew. I was like, I want to make mashed potatoes like that all the time.
Yeah.
We actually sold out last year. I made that last year to offer for the week of St. Patrick's Day. We sold out of it every day.
So
Yeah, corned beef and cabbage,
Yep.
and we'll have all that stuff for our St. Patrick's week.
yeah.
Okay, not to interrupt the conversation.
No,
but we're
go
going to go
ahead.
ahead
I
and
was
add our
like-
sugar.
Yeah, you add the sugar. There's a lot of sugar that goes in
There is a lot of sugar. This
Yes.
is not a healthy dish.
No,
So you'll just slowly add your sugar in there.
just plain old
Don't
white
plop,
granulated sugar.
just regular old white sugar.
Don't try to
No,
lose
don't get-
calories
yeah.
and put stevia. in
No,
it.
no, don't do that. Don't do that. So what we're going to do is once we get that sugar in, just want to
Get the sides
get
down.
those sides down in there. Your mixer does most of the work, but you do have to help out a little bit. Now we're gonna let this run for another 2 minutes
Okay.
to incorporate that sugar so that we don't have a grainy texture once we're finished with this product.
Are you guys, so you're going to be at Christmas at the Fort again this upcoming holiday season on the weekends. There's going to be music. You guys are going to be selling the cheesecake is one of the items by the slice. And also, though, if you wanted to order for the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas, you can call?
You could call or order through our website,
Okay.
harpandhabit.com. We have them all up there, and it's final day is the 21st.
21st is the cutoff for Thanksgiving. Yes.
Okay,
And then you can
For
either
the
pick up
pre-orders.
at the restaurant, 185 Franciscan Square, or down at the chalet.
Okay.
So we'll have both of them.
Or even at the chalet. Oh,
Yeah.
how about that's convenient
Yeah.
there? You could
Yeah.
just go down to the chalet.
Yeah,
You worried that you're going to have enough cheesecake?
we'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll keep our ovens going
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
the clock.
Yeah. Cheesecake, I don't know, my family, it is and if you have to add something, go
Yep,
ahead.
we're
Okay.
actually at the
What are we gonna add?
consistency. We're going to go to the eggs now.
Yeah, you can just interrupt me.
Sure.
I'm whilst you're talking, you know?
And when you add the eggs, it is really best to do one at a time.
Otherwise, you're going to have eggs over the walls.
Yeah. So, a little bit at a time, let it mix in there.
But I was going to say cheesecake, for me, screams Christmas. We always have a cheesecake at Christmas time. It's just one of those.
It used to be a Christmas
and New Year's.
It used to be a Christmas thing for my family as well, but then when I started making them, it became every holiday, every birthday. You have to have a cheesecake. Yeah. If we have an event at my house, if I'm hosting and I don't have cheesecake, I have been yelled at by my family.
Well, I can see that. That is a bad part about when you're good at something. They expect the cheesecakes all the time. We have a family member who makes really good cheesecakes on my wife's side, and that's the same thing. Everyone expects the cheesecake.
Don't disappoint anybody.
Yeah, so.
All right, so after we add our eggs, we are going to turn off the mixer. We're going to go in just to make sure we're getting everything mixed in there.
It's amazing how you add those eggs and it didn't really even change the color. It still look white.
Yep, still looks white, but that consistency is so much different. So we'll turn this back on.
How did you learn how to make a cheesecake? Did you just trial and error?
Trial and error.
Lots of trial and error?
A lot of places, when I was growing up, I would have cheesecake and it was always dry.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is terrible. How does anybody ever eat this? So when I decided to start making them, I actually, with my business, I had a request for a pineapple upside down cheesecake. And I just I didn't make cheesecakes at the time. And I thought, okay, so it was a trial and error type of thing. And I said, the last thing I want to do is present a dry cheesecake. There's no flavor to that.
Yeah.
So it was, from what I know about baking, I just kind of took that skill set and developed this.
And is there a difference between a New York style cheesecake versus a cheese?
There is, and it's all in the texture of the cheesecake.
Did I say cheesesteak? You got me thinking cheesesteak.
We got a little bit of both.
We have to rewind that. Maybe I said cheesesteak, but anyhow, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's all in the texture.
Okay.
Ours is very, very creamy, so it's very similar to a New York style cheesecake.
Okay.
It's that consistency. There's also a no-bake cheesecake, which is very creamy. You can get those a lot of places. This is also very similar to that texture, but it is baked.
Okay.
It's all just in the ingredients and the execution of how you do this.
It's the best of both worlds.
It is. It really, really is. All right, so we are going to move on to our final couple ingredients here now.
And we got the vanilla, and I mixed some lemon in there.
Yes, so we have our vanilla extract and our lemon. You need to have the lemon. It cuts back a little bit on the tartness of the cream cheese.
Okay.
So you add that in there. We also have heavy whipping cream. Again, not a healthy dish at all.
I've been noticing I've been cooking a lot with heavy whipping, and then I'm wondering why my pants don't fit quite as well as they did. I'm like, I gotta lay off.
But it's so good.
Yeah, it does make everything real rich and creamy.
Absolutely. And then lastly, we're going to add in some sour cream.
Now to me, that's a little bit of an interesting ingredient. But
it is, but I'm telling you, if you make any kind of cake, not just cheesecake, any kind of cake, a little bit of sour cream in there
makes it
super moist. Huh. It's great in banana breads, things like that. You add a little bit of sour cream, that moistness is that's what it adds. All right, so
that looks almost like velvet. If you're looking at the texture of that,
correct.
It's very velvety.
Very velvety. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is we're just about done. I'm just gonna go around.
Smooth like a baby's butt.
Yeah. That's what you want.
That's exactly what you want to think about. Yeah.
That's what you want to think about.
Too much it's the Prosecco.
Yeah, it's the Prosecco.
I apologize.
All right, so this is where...
Do you need my help? You want me to hold something?
So what we're going to do, we're going to move this stuff down a little bit.
Of the way here.
We're going to take our beater and get all this extra.
And what do we have the oven 325?
325.
Okay.
And when you are making cheesecake, it is best to do a cheesecake in a water bath.
Put the cake in a bath.
Put the cake in a bath.
Bubbles? In the bath?
No bubbles.
No bubbles.
No, we're going to leave out the bubbles.
Sure
We don't want the bubbles.
Okay.
No, what we're going to do is we put a large pan in the oven, preheat it to 325.
Okay.
Fill it halfway with water. Your water will heat up as your oven is heating up. Mm-hmm. Once you fill this pan, there are two options. You can wrap it in a heavy duty foil all the way up. It keeps the water out, or you can put it in a slightly larger pan. It just acts as a border between the water and the pan because the last thing you want is a soggy cheesecake.
I think there's some thermodynamic meteorology in here.
There probably is.
I'm trying to like go back to college thinking about the whole water bath situation and why that is. So.
All right, so this is the consistency that we want. We are going to take this.
We get to lick the bowl.
Oh, man, that's great. Yeah.
We are going to fill this up.
My dog was here. She'd be jumping up on the island.
This is what she's been waiting for.
Yeah. So now if you wanted to add like a flavor to your cheesecake, what process would you put that, like if you want to make a gingerbread cheesecake?
So you would take yours, with gingerbread it would be a matter of spices.
Yeah.
You would want to add that at the end and do one like final mix to get that all the way through.
Okay.
But there's so many different things you can do. You can also,
a lot of that's topping though too.
some of it, like ours are always toppings, but you can, like if you're doing a pumpkin, you would add obviously canned pumpkin or fresh pumpkin into the mix with different seasonings. There's so many different things you can do with cheesecake, whether it's in or on top.
Yeah.
But the texture is what you want.
Okay.
All right, so once we do this,
To me, there's nothing better than a plain old cheesecake.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes you
Sometimes
put
it doesn't
all that
mean-
stuff
yeah.
and it's
A
like
little
too
whipped cream
much.
on top.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly. So we're
here-
gonna stick this in the oven.
well, there's a little step.
There's another step.
There's a step. There's a trick. So
have to
once you
read
get it here,
Read a book before you put it in for the night.
once you get it to here, you're going to take it,
Oh,
and what you'll see is these little bubbles. Those are air bubbles inside. If you don't do this, your cake will most likely crack.
wow.
So you're just bringing,
Granite just cracked though.
yeah. So you're just bringing that up to the surface here, and once you start to see that, that means that's settled down, and you really shouldn't see a crack once it comes out of the oven.
Okay. Wow. See, these are nice little tips here. I didn't know all
You
this.
can tell
little
she's made a
something.
few cheesecakes
Yeah.
in her
Couple-
day.
And now we're gonna give this guy a bath. After
Yes.
we shook him up, we're gonna give him a bath.
Correct.
To get
Now
all the
it's
dirt off
yes.
of him.
Now
Yeah.
it's going to go in the oven at
Okay.
325. You're going to bake this for about an hour. Everybody's oven is different. Sometimes an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay.
What you'll see is when you check on it, your center will be firm and your outside will still just have a little bit of movement.
Okay.
Because once you hit that at an hour and 10 minutes, you're going to turn your oven completely off. You're going to pry open your door just a little bit, and you're going to let it sit for about 45 minutes to an hour. That'll help it cool down slowly, and again, keep it from cracking and keep that consistency. So it will continue to bake that last 45 minutes to an hour, even with the oven off. So you don't want to overbake it to start with that.
And you're just like talking about cracking the oven. at
Yep,
that
just
point.
a little bit in there, yeah, to let that out. If you open that door completely and pull it out, the temperature change will be too much for it, and it will crack, settle. It will ruin the top
Just like
of it.
us when a big cold front comes through. It's too much, and our
Too
skin
much.
cracks
That's
and everything else.
yes,
and
that's
it's like-
exactly
yeah,
it.
slowly adjust.
Yeah, you're gonna slowly
Yes.
ease into winter.
That's
you know?
exactly what
Yeah.
that's what you're doing with your cheesecake.
Okay. Good. Okay, so we're ready to put it in the
We're
oven.
ready to put it in the oven.
And we'll, in the magic of TV, YouTube. So there's the bath, by the way.
There's the bath.
And it's gonna go right in there, just like that. Enjoy
that's
your
it.
bath. No bubbles.
No bubbles.
See you in an hour.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality. With over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs, Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Okay, 1 hour has passed now. Well, more than that, actually,
Right.
because we had this in the oven for an hour, and then we turned off the oven.
Yes.
And we cracked it.
Cracked it open. About 45 minutes.
So
you just wanted to, slowly cool down.
Almost an hour and 45. Yeah, the time flies when you're drinking Prosecco around here.
And then once you get it out of the oven, you want to put it in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours.
And that happened too. So it's been literally, we've been here for hours here
getting
drinking
tired, yeah.
Prosecco. We have one too many. And you're going to say grace before
I'm
we
gonna
eat this,
say
right? You're going to
Pledge allegiance.
It's okay, grace. Okay. So then what do you do? So we got the spring porch. So how do we get it out of there?
So after that 3 hours or overnight in the refrigerator, this is where the spring form pan comes in.
Is overnight better?
Personally, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're stuck for time, 3 hours
minimum.
is the minimum. I always do overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be safe. So this is where the springform ham comes in. So you're going to take the side. You're just going to release that.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, and you're going to pull
I think
right
we
up.
could have done that.
I don't know. I could.
Yeah. I was thinking you had to get a screwdriver.
No. Super simple. And the parchment paper is what makes this super easy. You'll be able to, that's your bottom piece there. And then
Okay.
you can just,
Take off the parchment
put this on a
paper.
tray. Yeah, however you want to present
Or
it.
cut
Slice
it
it
up
down.
in slices
right.
like you already prepared
Like this
here.
slice right here.
So you're at the Christmas at the Fort 10-year anniversary. You go up to the chalet and you order a cheesecake. Is this what you're gonna get?
So we're actually going to have two options down
Okay.
there. I mean, if you want it plain, they will just have our house-made whipped on it.
Okay.
But you can get our house-made strawberry puree, or you can get our caramel and spiced walnut topping.
Okay, so this is the strawberry.
This is our
puree,
strawberry
obviously.
puree, yes.
You will not get it on the Fiesta ware. I don't think you are.
No,
giving
we
out
won't be.
those.
No.
I don't know.
No,
Pretty
we won't be.
expensive cheesecake,
We
I
won't be
think, you know.
presenting it on any
Yeah.
Fiesta ware. No.
Okay, so should we dig in?
You
What
should
do
dig
think?
in.
Let's try it.
What do you think?
Got to make sure.
We gotta make sure it's you're the boss here. So
Test my skills.
I'll grab from this end. No double dipping.
Oh man. Yeah.
Nice and smooth.
That is. It's like velvet.
Mm-hmm.
Not dry at all. It is moist. The strawberry adds. What's in the strawberry again?
It's basically a strawberry simple syrup mix. We take our simple syrup, our fresh strawberries, slice them down, and mix them in a blender down to a puree.
Yeah, you could tell it's like it's not artificial
No.
strawberry. It has-
There's no flavoring added. It's actual strawberries.
That is to die. That's delicious right there. Delicious.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Does
Thank
mix
you.
well with prosecco.
It doesn't. See, I'm all out of prosecco. 5 hours have passed by, or 6. I don't know. I can't keep track how many hours we've been here making the cheesecake. It's such a long time. We're on bottle 3 already here. So, so again, to reiterate, Christmas at the Fort. You guys meet there on the weekends.
Yep.
God bless you. The dog sneezed. And this is running through Christmas time. You're gonna have the chalet. You're gonna have the cheesecake. You're gonna have our soup.
Our soup.
Hot
option
drinks.
soup.
So it's cold.
Yes.
Don't worry, you guys. Your tummy's
Keep
gonna be
you
warm.
warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also now at the restaurant, I was at the Harp Habit at your restaurant.
So in the
location.
square, we got
Yeah.
the ice skating rink opening up. Should be open, I think, until mid-January or
I believe
February.
so. Yes.
So we'll
Depends
have
on the weather.
Right.
Yeah. We'll have. I think they had like 18,000 skaters last year.
Yeah.
So should be really great crowd again.
And we have a window that's open onto our patio. People will be able to come right up to the window and order food, order drinks, full bar, desserts, anything that they would like. Our menu will be available. They can get it right there at the window. We will put it in takeout containers so that they can enjoy it as they're watching whoever skate or however they want to do it. We will have heaters all around.
Fantastic.
It's a really nice environment.
Fabulous. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Get a little snow. Order up a little snow for
Yeah.
you. Perfect place for a little date night, first date. That's a
Yeah,
perfect place right
absolutely,
there. My wife, the very first place I took her was on our first date was ice skating. Then I proposed. At the same
Oh,
place.
nice.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
nice.
like and if you're worried about falling, you eat more of this cheesecake and gives you a little more padding. So that
or drink
helps out, too.
Prosecco and you don't care.
That as well. You guys can get that Prosecco at the restaurant,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, we have Kim Crawford Prosecco, Mel's favorite drink.
My favorite.
Is that related to Cindy Crawford by chance?
I don't believe so.
No.
Nah.
That's the only Crawford I knew. We're all over the place here. Okay, well, thank you for joining us for Cooking Up a Storm, or should we call it Baking Up a Storm, with Mel and Chris from the Harp and Habit. And we want to see you at the 10-year anniversary of Christmas at the Fort. Ho, ho, ho.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.